You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Raw with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. And it's Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, our wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin, that's Mello, and we are here for the number one safety in the country, Brilen Wax's commitment tonight. Supposed to be committing here in 8 minutes. But before we get into that, Mello, how you doing, dude?
Man, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Long day of work, and then switching my phone. Had to put a claim in on my phone, and they delivered a new phone to my house. But anyway, I've been stressing out trying to do that all day. But here we are, man. Right? We're here for the Brilen Womack commitment. You know, the Buckeyes were leading for quite some time. We reported that for quite some time. We were reporting that based off the interviews and information we were gathering from the family. But as we know, man, things change as recruitments get closer to a commitment date. There are variables thrown into the equation, such as nil and money, that can change things. But we're going to see, man. We've been here from the very beginning with Bralan, following his recruitment. So, as I said yesterday, my confidence has gone down on him being a Buckeye. But we're going to finish this thing out, man, the right way, because we're passionate about recruiting. Regardless, Mello, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, if he's a Buckeye, I'll be overjoyed, but I'm not expecting that to be the announcement. At the same time, I wish their family all the best. They're a great family. They deserve all the great things that are coming their way, either way. And that's really it, like, hopefully we're surprised that he says OH.
Yeah, amen. I hope the same thing, but dude, it's a long, hard conversation to try to talk about Ohio State's recruiting right now. There's so many people getting down on this class, and I'm just not there, man. Do I agree that Ohio State needs to change some things and whatnot? But I've just put a lot of thought into it, man, and I just cannot get on board with being super upset and down about this year's recruiting class. I just can't do it. I mean, listen, the Buckeyes are trying to follow these rules that are in place, and that has handcuffed them in a sense that other teams aren't. But the Buckeyes have never been the number one paying school, right? Recruits that are in it to get the bag have never come to Ohio State, so there's so many things that you can go down and talk about, and we'll get into a few of those things of, how I feel about it. And we can talk about it, man. It's kind of a sore subject right now. I've been back and forth on Twitter with a couple people about it, and, nice lighthearted conversations. But Mello, I know even you yourself, you're a little upset with the Buckeyes on how they're doing things. And, when I hear you give me your reasons for it, I'm like, yeah, man, I can't argue with those reasons. I'm just not that upset, man. I have faith and I trust and I love this class. So, and it's not that the Buckeyes don't pay their players, because trust me when I tell you, we have one of the most expensive rosters in college football. We do. J.J. Smith, Caleb Downs, I mean, they're making more money than any player on Auburn's roster, Florida's roster, Texas A&M's roster. Like, they're banking because they're proven on the field. But, Mello, anything to add to that before we just, I guess, continue this conversation?
No, they're obviously, if the rules aren't going to change, they're going to have to adjust. There's no way around it. Like, I love them. I think they're the best at eval. They're going to have to adjust because recruiting is the lifeblood. You can't live in a portal. It hasn't worked for any team that's gotten most of their players out of the portal. And I heard someone saying, like, well, if they don't get Bralan, then they'll just get the number one guy, safety, out of the portal next year. No, that's not how it works. Most likely, depending on what teams he's at, he's already getting paid. You will have to tamper. And if you're not willing to go and against the rules for our high school kids where other programs are already doing it, you're not going to go and tamper either. So we have to be realistic. It starts in high school. You're going to have to make that adjustment. It doesn't matter. Either you're going to do it now or you're going to do it next year. It's going to happen at some point. The only reason I'm upset about this class, because right now we only have 2 committed DBs. And if one of those flips, then we're down to 1 DB in this class. And that's a major problem. So, like, I'm looking at it the long term from that aspect. And I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm not saying they won't double back and try to flip someone from another program. But at the same time, you don't want to have to put yourself in that position. I'd rather play defense and have kids committed than trying to flip a whole bunch of kids.
Yeah. On kind of a different note, man, the Buckeyes, Pantone, the recruiting staff, they're upset too. The Buckeyes, we got some information there. Like, they're upset with what's going on, that they're putting in all this energy and effort, and some kids are just picking the money, man. You know, schools are, particularly in this class, really jumping out because they know college football's in a transition. They know it's not going to last. They know you can't keep doing it. College football will not survive if teams can just get a billionaire donor and go out and just keep buying all these players. It's not going to survive, and teams know that it's not going to continue to be that way. So they see that coming. So they're taking this class to do that. The Buckeyes aren't going to do that. And, you know, I see a lot of people pointing to the 2021 class, right? For example, and they say, hey man, the 2021 class was the foundation of our national champions. So that goes to show you how important recruiting is. And it's just like, well, I remember for the longest time people complaining that Jack and JT weren't playing up to their 5-star status. You know, they just kept, and even halfway through the year, people were complaining, man, we want to see Kenyatta Jackson more. We want to put Caden Curry out there. Man, we need different guys out there. We want different guys at defensive end, right? But when it comes time to try to argue about recruiting rankings and stuff like that, they want to say, well, Jack and JT were 5 stars. I just want to remind people that, luckily for the Buckeyes, we don't have to find 22 starters out of this 2026 recruiting class. We don't have to, right? What is played on the field is 4 or 5 recruiting classes combined with 4 or 5 transfer portal, right, seasons as well. Like, all that is combined together. Went live and now I can't hear anything. All that is put together to create a starting lineup. And listen, I agree. The Buckeyes, one thing needs to happen. Either all the teams need to operate under the new rules, or the Buckeyes maybe do have to go out a little bit and do it. But I still like the Buckeyes way of not being the team that's just going to hand a kid a bunch of cash to get them to come here. I'm just not for that. But it's just like, are we coming down to that? Are we going to have to do that just to fill our roster with kids that can play at this level?
Short answer is no. You have to give them a reasonable offer. You can't be 500,000 lower, or in some cases $1 million lower. Anyone that blames a kid for choosing $1 million over an offer for Ohio State, you're just insane. You wouldn't tell your own kid that. Like, let's be honest right now. So you have to be in the ballpark. You have to be competitive. I know for a fact with the Womack family, they just needed to be even half of what the biggest offer is, and they would be Buckeyes for sure. So you have to think about that. Like, you don't have to be the biggest offer. You need to come up some. You have to be reasonable.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's about to come on.
Yeah. I'm kind of keeping an eye on it. They're talking about, I'll pull this up. Normally, people don't really want to hear all this.
Yeah, we can just talk while it's up.
Hold on, let me see
ready
what it's
to
saying.
make his decision. And for more, let's welcome in national recruiting analyst for 24.
No, we do not want to hear from any nationally recruiting analyst. I promise you that. Now, listen, here's the deal, though. I would argue that this year, there's way more funny money being thrown around, right? Like other than
True.
last year, which made it to where not all players could receive the funny money. Like not all players got these offers. And we also know that, for instance, defensive linemen are way more expensive this class here than the last class. So what the Buckeyes would have to do is they would have to reorganize their entire structure.
Yep.
Before they pay Bralan Womack more, they would have to go back and pay some of these other safeties that have been in the program for 3 years more money. Definitely the starters, right? What you're dealing with is, I think, is some of these 5-star recruits. There are teams offering them what Ohio State is paying their starters because those teams don't have starting caliber safeties on their team. You know, Auburn, Florida, they don't have safeties that are just as good or better than Bralan Womack. Ohio State has a whole stable full of them, right?
Well, they're asking a question right now.
All right,
Tom
here we
Lloyd. I kind of want to hear what he's saying.
Yeah, here we go.
God, without this, without him, none of this would be possible. So I just give him all the glory.
Auburn, Florida, Texas A&M, Ohio State. I mentioned the finalists. As you were going through your process and you were narrowing everything down to that Final Four, what were some of the things you were looking for in those finalists?
Just where I would be comfortable at, because when I'm most comfortable, that's when you're going to get the best out of me. So if I felt comfortable at a place, then that's where I'm going to go, and I'm going to be the best I can be.
One more question before we get to that much anticipated commitment. When you pick a school, when you announce and you head to school as an early enrollee, what can they expect? The casual fans, the football fans, the diehards, what are they getting in Bralan Womack, the player and also the person?
You're getting a leader from day one, a hard worker. I know nothing will be given to me. So I know I'm going to come in and work. But off the field, you're going to get a great guy, very down to earth.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but this is essentially live TV, not just YouTube. So we got to take a quick break. But when we get back, we are 3 minutes away from finding out where the #1 safety in America is playing this college ball. We'll be right back.
Yeah, man. You know why this is so personal, man? Behind the scenes, me and Dev have done so much for this recruitment, to be honest with you, that you guys have no idea. Stuff that we have done has made it directly to Ryan Day, and I had the text messages to see it, to show it. And I mean, it's just crazy that we're at this point, to be honest with you. Hopefully, he still picks Ohio State. I know that's where his heart is.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, along the path, Mello, you're right, man. There's a lot of legwork put in behind the scene of keeping up with Bralan's recruitment and where he's at, and a lot of conversations with his family and him himself, and we're close to them. You know what I mean? Not like best friends or anything, but we know him. Like I was texting his dad today. You know what I'm saying about the decision coming up. So it's just. I guess people are at different areas in life. And, you guys heard the interviews yourself, right? Imagine what they were saying to us off screen about the Buckeyes. I mean, they were crazy about the Buckeyes, right? But a few things to keep in mind. Somewhere along the recruitment, #1, we knew that Ohio State's nil offer was way less. And also there was another piece that came in that I didn't report on because I don't know how much there was behind it. But we were getting word that Ohio State viewed Blaine Bradford, right, as their dude, as in better than Bralan Womack, not on the same level as far as where they are right now, right? Now, we didn't report that because I didn't get that confirmed or anything. I didn't believe it. Two different type of safeties. I think both of them are on the same level, personally, me. But I think I don't know if that's something we were dealing with there or not, or if that's what the Buckeyes wanted. But to me, towards the end of this recruitment, it showed me I don't think that's true because Ryan Day was involved. We know that. Ryan Day has been involved definitely for the past week. They've been on the phone a lot. So, the Buckeyes are looking at their safety room they have. They're looking at who they have committed. They have Blaine Bradford committed, and they're trying to figure out, okay, right? We got Blaine Bradford. We got Fahim Delane in this room as well. Like, realistically, how many 5-star starting safeties, right, can you sign in each class these days, especially with NIL? And that answer is just, it's wild. It's getting less and less. There's too much money being thrown around to have a lot of 5-stars waiting in the stables. You know what I mean? Even Devin Sanchez, 5-star corner, that dude's going to start next year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, but Bralan Womack coming in, that's a loaded room, man. That's a big time loaded room. And even for him, it's a decision where he would have to fight and battle a lot of other 5-stars. And, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. From the relationship aspect, Ohio State had this nailed. Mello, do you agree with me there?
I mean, for the most part, there's a couple of things. If you're going to say you're going to do something, you're going to call someone, you're going to contact them, then do it. There's no freaking excuse for it. You don't blow them off twice and think like it's going to be all good. And then me and Devin had to put in extra work to try to rectify that situation. Like, I'm just being honest at this point. This recruitment should have been shut down before May. If they would have not stood it up, he would have never went on any OVs. He would have just took the OV to Ohio State. That's it. This recruitment would have been done. If you're going to say you're going to call someone, you're going to contact them, pick up the damn phone and call them.
Yeah.
Hey, they're back on. Now you guys know a little bit of inside information.
Make his decision. Tom?
This is the longest 10 seconds ever. Tom.
Thank you very much. All right, Bralan, I promise, no more commercial breaks. We are here. We're not changing anything. You have the finals: Auburn, Florida, Ohio State, Texas A&M. Tell everybody where you're continuing your academic and athletic career.
For the next 3 or 4 years, I'll be taking my talents to the University of Auburn.
There it is.
Yep.
I take it we can go ahead and pull that screen down now, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, man. Like I said, when along the way, my point behind that, Mello, is like early up leading, about a month and a half ago is when things started to get a little squirrely, and that's when the money started getting involved. But before the money, and just being honest with you, before the money conversations, it was all Ohio State. There was nothing else. And that's coming from people that were in direct contact with them all the time. Mello, can we agree on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
they were obsessed with Ohio State.
Yeah. And then when money got involved, I will agree there were a couple phone calls where I was like, dang, man, Ohio State's saying they're going to call, and then they don't call. And what type of message does that send? But ultimately, Ohio State did reach out, did get a hold of them. And when it came time to show them, hey, do we want you? The head coach is reaching out to you every single day. You know what I mean? And plus, we know that Ohio State's not that school that's going to bug you every single day and try to get you to come there, man. They want people that want to be Buckeyes, like all the way to the core. And that just wasn't one of those times. What I'm not going to do is sit here and, try to badmouth the decision to go to Auburn versus Ohio State. I don't even think that needs to be done, because I think it's pretty obvious what the differences are there, and right, development, coaching, all that. Like, watch Auburn this year and then watch Ohio State. Just like,
Hugh Freeze probably not even going to be at Auburn next year.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. But listen, dude, I will never, and again, this is me, and I get a lot of haters for this, but I just don't want Ohio State overpaying for unproven players. That's just what it comes down to. I wish I knew more details. I wish I knew more information about exact numbers on all these recruitments, but I know exact numbers on this recruitment. Me and Mello know exactly.
And nobody in the chat would tell their kid to turn that down. The difference was significant.
No.
If you're in here talking about choosing money, you would have told your kid to take that money too. Is that big of a difference?
Yeah, it's a big difference. But that's just where we're at right now in college football, man. I mean, I just can't explain it. Like I can't explain it. There are desperate teams, and Ohio State is just having to ride this thin line right now of not overpaying unproven players and keeping the culture the way it is. But I just I don't have enough information yet about exactly about how Ohio State is handling it to pinpoint my aggravation behind what they're doing. I don't know if I'm aggravated at them or if I'm just aggravated at just where this has turned to nil and the wild west and all that stuff. I think that's where it is, and I wonder if that's where a lot of Ohio State fans' frustration is. It's that it's just changed, man. I don't know what else Ohio State can do. So, Mello, talk me through that for a second. What do you want Ohio State to do? What do you want them to do?
Easily raise the pay structure that you have with your current roster. You're literally a top 3 richest program. I'm talking about from the bottom, because the guys that are starting are making significantly more than what a lot of these kids coming out of high school are being offered, minus like a Deuce Gerald's or something. So, like, for the most part, your starters are pretty good. You're 2 deep. You can raise it a little bit. It's really the 3 and 4 deep, right? You raise theirs a little bit, then you could pay the high school kids a little bit more money. We have the funding to do it. And I mean, that's what I would like to see them do.
Yeah.
Because in that aspect, you keep the culture. We interviewed these kids personality-wise, family-wise. The culture, they fit perfectly. So you're not going to interrupt the culture by giving them a little extra money if the rest of your team's pay structure is on a level to where these kids are still not the highest paid coming in.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only answer right there, because you can't pay, right, unproven freshmen more than you can even Leroy Roker that's on the field right now, and he is pressing for 2 deep playing time. Like, there's just high school football is way different than college football. It just is. But it's I don't know. There's a lot behind it. I just continue to have faith that these Buckeye coaches have a plan. This is Ryan Day, who just won us a national title. If there is something going on behind the scenes that is putting handcuffs on this Buckeye recruiting class, that they're able to help and they can make the changes. If Ryan Day thinks that's good for this team, then I want it done. But that's the question right there. It's like, do we have an issue where the coaches think that they can go about this differently and still keep things the way they are? Or are the coaches sitting here kind of like us fans and being like, well, this is just the way of college football. We just got to stick to our roots, stick to what we know. We're not going to pay unproven players that amount of money. We're just not going to do it, But, exactly. Gio, I know me and Gio on the same page here.
I just addressed that, though. It's like people aren't listening. I said you raise everybody else's pay structure. The high school kid's still not the highest paid. Ohio State has that money. So, like, I don't even know, like, why we're saying we're going to pay him more than Malik. No. You raise everybody else's pay on the team.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the only option. But then you go back to it, just like, can we afford that, Mello? Because here you go.
The Buckeyes can absolutely afford that.
What would make us not be able to do that, though? The CSC, these new rules, and that's exactly what we're dealing with. The Buckeyes can't do that because the CSC will not approve paying these players more, right?
Well, we have to see. That's still to be determined. Like, honestly, that's still to be determined. We haven't seen it yet. We can't operate like it's not going to happen when there's no evidence that it's not going to happen yet.
Well, there are deals being turned away from the
everywhere.
CSC.
There's deals being turned away, but
exactly.
It's still not stopping people from what I'm saying. Still offering that if you could back it, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you could back it, and Ohio State can back those offers, and they still get turned away, then you adjust shot rule. But like, say for USC, for example. They're offering such astronomical numbers, they can't back that even if it doesn't get turned away. So they're going to have a long-term problem. And with Ohio State, they're not going to give you anything they can't back. But I'm saying forget CSC. If I could pay this kid and I could up the payment over here and I could pay this kid a certain amount of money and we could afford it and go through with it with the CSC, then I'm doing it, because I think the CSC is going to get sued. Like, it just is what it is. For instance, Texas Tech. I was watching the film network guy. The guy, the billionaire that sold his company that's funding everything in Texas Tech, he paid. He sold his company and invested all his money into Texas Tech, right? But they're saying is he has so many different businesses that he's on a board with. He goes to the business like, hey, we're getting this kid a deal, we're getting that kid a deal, they're going to work for us. How's CSC going to legally tell them you can't do that? You can't. It will never stand up in court.
Yeah. I don't know if my internet got slow there.
No, that was mine. I have a bad storm going on right now.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, I get the gist of what you're saying, but yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, so if what I was told yesterday, and go over to the Buckeyes Hoop message board, a nugget was dropped over there, and it specifically talked about the coaches being upset, right, with how things are being handled right now, but their hands are tied. You know, they can't do that because the lawyers, right, the law section of the OSU football team is the one controlling this, and they're just Ross Bjork, and they're not going to go out above the rules of the CSC. And the CSC says, hey, you got to turn a deal in, and it has to get approved, right, before we know if you can pay him that money. So Ohio State is sitting here doing this, and you're right. I no longer think, I mean, the CSC thing's a joke, man. I don't think it's going to do crap. I don't think it's going to do anything. And, you know, and my stance has drastically changed on that. It used to be like me thinking, hey, man, something was going to be done. But that's because I thought all these teams would come together and agree that something had to be done. It's not. There's a select few desperate teams, Scum, USC, all these guys that they're not interested in following any guidelines or rules. They're not whatsoever. Why? Because they need to do anything they can to get ahead. Any way they can cheat, any way they can skirt the rules, any way they can get an advantage, they're going to do it, even if it's not morally or ethically sound, if it's going against the rules, if it's advanced scouting, if it's whatever. That's what they're going for. Why? Because they can't just straight up do it on the football field. They can't go out and beat other teams just by hard work and practice and knowledge and building relationships with recruits. Because yes, the Buckeye brand.
No, they didn't. Brand. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mike Green. You're so off base. They did not back off. They wanted Bralan.
Yeah, no, that's not something. That's something we know for a fact they did not do. Is back off. They turned the heat up pretty big time from a relationship standpoint and reaching out standpoint. Where the heat didn't get turned up enough, it's the money, man. It's the money. That's where the heat didn't get, turned up enough. And we got one in the chat. Ohio State has been paying players for decades, you phonies. We're not talking about that, but we appreciate your opinion, man. Thanks for watching and giving us the view. But that's not what we're talking about. They probably, maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I don't know. All I know about right now, and it's legal to pay, so I don't really give a dang. I mean, everybody else was doing it, and Ohio State does not typically follow those patterns of breaking the rules while everybody else is breaking the rules to sometimes their detriment. Ohio State fans and even, you, Mello, and even part of me is like, hey, screw the CSC, man. Screw these guidelines. Let's do this thing. Let's go out there and get these players because, that's what we need and that's what we want to do. But again, I'm just falling back on first off, we're number 5 in this class ranking. We have 21 recruits in this class. Several are underranked. I believe we have 2 5-stars already. In the past 5 years, we have averaged signing 23 recruits with about a similar average star ranking. So in terms of what the Buckeyes are recruiting on par right now, the difference is that so many other teams are going all out this class. USC and Georgia, they got 30-some recruits in their class. we are a top 5 class with average ranking, and we're going to stay around that area. It might even go up when some of these guys get, Sam Greer is going to end up a 5-star. That's going to be 3 5-stars in one class. So,
Yep.
yes, the Buckeyes need to maybe adjust something, but my evidence is not that this recruiting class is lacking talent. It's just not. There are some misses that we wouldn't have missed on,
Right.
if
I agree.
But even
100% with that.
I mean, even Luke Wafflemello, the Buckeyes upped their offer. So Luke Waffle was going to sign with the Buckeyes. Then
Yep.
USC came with an astronomical number. He switched to USC. Then the Buckeyes re-offered more money, but it
Yep.
still wasn't as much as USC's first offer, but they got it closer. Then Luke Waffle switched back to the Buckeyes. And then USC came in with literally over $500,000 more a year for a
Right.
player. Like, what can the Buckeyes do in that situation?
You got to just let it walk. You have to. I'm not even mad about that. They had Deuce Gerald's in the bag. They had Luke Waffle in the bag. But if you knew what, like, just the team up north offered Deuce Gerald's, you would be like, nah. As soon as I heard what they offered him, I was like, there's no way he's a Buckeye. He's not going to be a Buckeye.
Yeah,
we're not
no.
offering him that. And I don't expect Ohio State to offer him that. That would have been insane. Like, that type of money, he would have to start from day one. So, I mean, there's certain kids that it's fine overall. I don't mind the recruitment approach that Ohio State had this cycle. I'm just specifically talking about the Brilen Womack because I know all the intricacies of that, and they definitely fumbled that. This shouldn't even came down to a last-minute decision at all.
Yeah. I know. We'll see what happens, man. But again, just a reminder. Now, listen, if we're dealing with the same things next year when we are recruiting, you'll see me turn up the heat a little bit and freak out. But the fact that 22 starters are come together based off of 4 or 5 recruiting classes and 4 or 5, transfer portal times, I'm not that worried. Like, for instance, I think how many starters last year? I didn't do I should have done the research before, but that 2021 class was loaded, but there were people from all over the place and there were other teams the Buckeyes have had in the past that were not the 2021 class that won national titles, So, I mean, if you're a guy that's close, that's, super focused on what the recruiting rankings is saying, well, I mean, the Buckeyes have an 89% blue chip ratio. So,
yeah.
I mean, we're good to go this year. Like Mello said.
And next year, we're good to go. Flat out. The next 2 years, we're golden. We'll be the standard of college football.
Yeah. But like Mello said, the reason why we're a little bit worried is because this class is 4 or 5 years down the road, meaning the Buckeyes have 4 or 5 years to make up for any misses that they have in this class. So really, we can't sit back and start screaming about this class until we see what team takes the field in 4 to 5 years. Do you think this Buckeye staff in 4 to 5 years will have a team on the field that's going to compete for a national title? I do. And if you think that, then I'll encourage you to let's relax on this recruiting class. We got some ballers, dude. We got a left tackle who's going to be a star here. Kari Wilder is going to be a star defensive end who could play for us for 3 years.
Right.
Sam Greer could play for us for 3 years at left tackle. That means for 3 recruiting classes, right, we don't need to bring in a starting left tackle. They're going to try to every class.
Yeah,
but
of course.
It's down the road. So,
but yeah, let's stick to this class. This class is very good. This is an elite class. We just need bodies at this point. It's not even so much the star rankings. With secondary needs at least 1, maybe 2 more players in it. Right. The D line is looking very good. It's underrated. Jameer Perez is a monster. He's a flat out monster. Linebacker room. Sincere Johnson, dog. I mean, we have players. We're not even going to talk about the wide receivers. I don't think Chris Henry Jr. Think about it. Next year, Chris Henry Jr. opposite of JJ. How are you stopping that? We didn't need a whole lot of running backs in this class. We got Favorite Key, who's going to be a developmental back who's very athletic, only played football for 3 years. You don't have to worry about him transferring. We have a young running back room. All of these guys are coming back except for CJ Donaldson, and they're all elite. It's phenomenal. We got Caden Dixon-Wyatt coming in here. He's a dog. We got Nate Roberts, who Coach Key already said he's going to play significant snaps this year as a true freshman, as a tight end. That's unheard of. Sam Greer, I don't care what anybody says, is the best old lineman in the country. And then we got A-Train, a.k.a. Aaron Thomas, who's going to be a dog. He's going to be a future All-American. Maxwell Riley. I mean, this class is loaded. So when you're listening to people who talk about this class is trash, they're out of their mind. They don't know ball. Now, the reason I'm going off about Brilen Womack, like I kept saying, that was a layup. They could have dunked that. It was easy. That was an easy layup.
Yeah.
But in terms of the class overall, this class is filthy. Jordan Thomas, that boy is disgusting as a lockdown outside corner.
Yeah. All right, so let's do this real fast. Chris Henry, top 100 player in the nation. Blaine Bradford, top 100. Caden Dixon-Wyatt, top 100. Sam Greer, top 100. Sincere, top 100. Maxwell, top 100. Simeon Caldwell is a top 100 player in this class in the Buckeyes' eyes. Jordan Thomas is a top 100 player. Kari Wilder, I mean, can we all agree that Kari Wilder is not the 198th player in the nation?
No, he's not. Jaden Ricketts, man, I even forgot to mention him. That is one cold ass receiver, bro. Like Jaden Ricketts is a dude.
Yeah, but let's just say, okay, Jaden Ricketts, he's a 4-star caliber receiver. Damari Simeon, they have him as unranked, man. Crazy. They have. I mean, somebody please go watch that cat's film. If you know anything about football, you know that he is a top 10 defensive lineman in this class. It's just, I'm not even that good at breaking down film, and it's pretty obvious to me. Jaquaden Guilford, not rated nationally. Are we serious? Brian Hartline considers him the number 2 receiver in this class, man. Cameron Brickle.
That's real.
Yeah. We chose Cameron Brickle over a 4-star Alabama defensive lineman. What was his name? He wanted to commit to the Buckeyes. I forget. Emmanuel Ruffin. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
He wanted to commit to the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes said, no, please let me have Cameron Brickle. Favor a key. Not rated? I mean, what are we doing here, man? You know, Aaron Thomas not rated.
Luke Fahey is underrated, by the way, and I got that straight from Epi's dad. Everybody out in California is buzzing about how good he is.
Brock Boyd, people are saying he's the best receiver in Texas. And I'm not talking fans. I'm talking like big time Texas football people. You know,
he's a beast. I'm gonna have to give it to Jaden Ricketts though. Personally, Jaden Ricketts can do everything. And Jaden Ricketts is almost at he's at a sub 22 200. He flies. He might be the fastest player in this class.
Yeah. I thought I was on the composite. Somebody said use the composite. Oh my gosh, I wasn't on the composite. That's so stupid. Thank you guys.
It's all good. It happens.
So I mean, you know, and listen, that's what we're dealing with, guys. But the one thing that you can be upset about is what Mello said. There's bodies at position groups we need to fill. Like, right, defensive end, we got Kari Wilder. We need another body there, right? I think we all know that. But I think even bigger than that, man, the corner position, we got Jordan Thomas. We need a body there. But offensive linemen, we're good, right? Quarterback, we got Luke Fahey.
We're good at running back. We don't need multiple running backs in this class.
Running back, this class is great. So let's do that, Mello. What do you grade this class out of 10?
Can you make that bigger? It got smaller when you went to the composite for some reason. If you can't, you can't.
I can. Is that better?
You said, well, I would rank it a top 5 class, like I always said.
No. Okay, so the quarterback position out of 10. What do you rank this class? And how we're going to do the ranking is
7.5. Fahey is really good, man. As of right now, 7.5, but it can definitely go up. I actually give it an 8 because Fahey is like, I don't care that I'm going to be sandwiched between probably the 2 best quarterbacks to ever come through Ohio State. I'm going here and I'm going to compete. He has that dog, that self-confidence, and everybody that I talk to that's out in Cali says he's the real deal. He might be the best quarterback out there right now in that state.
And the way I want to rank it is the need. right?
Okay.
Let's project to the future need for the Buckeyes. So do we need a 5-star quarterback this class? No, we have Tavian St. Clair and Brady Edmonds. So I'm giving Luke Fahey a 10 on that from that perspective. I'm not saying Luke Fahey is a
all right. I got you.
Okay, now wide receiver, easily a 10. Can we agree on that?
I'll give wide receiver class a 15, bro.
Yeah. Tight end, Corbin Fordham. We got Nate Roberts on the team. We got Brody Lennon last year.
Yes.
Corbin Fordham, the tight end class, let's give it a 9 because Corbin Fordham and because of rankings, I guess. But I'm very confident in the future of our tight end room. Extremely. Offensive line,
10.
It's a 10. It's a 10, bro. It's a 10 for me. We got
the best offensive lineman in the class, and Sam Greer.
Yeah, Sam Greer, and then we got this dude here, right?
Maxwell
Max Riley. Okay. So, and then running back, Favor Akee. Well, we signed 3 last year. We signed 2 top 10 running backs. So, Favor Akee, I'm going to give the future of our running back room with Bo Jackson, Turbo Rogers, Favor Akee, Isaiah West, James Peoples. We still have him for multiple times. We're good. We got a 10. Switch to the defense. So, here's where we got to get real, Mello. All right. Yeah. Defensive tackle position. Jarquez Carter last year, high upside. We have 6 bodies in the defensive tackle position. Out of those 6 bodies, do we think the Buckeyes can develop at least 2 starters out of those 6 bodies?
Absolutely.
Yes. So I'm going to give the defensive tackle. Let's go with a 9 for me. Damari Simeon is an absolute dog.
I'm going to go. So we got Jarquez Carter. We got Damari Simeon.
It's hard to not give it a 10, bro.
Barry Wilder is going to end up. Are they going to move him inside? They're going to keep him at the end?
Yeah, we're going to do defensive end next, and he's our only DN. So
I'll probably give it an 8.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yep. Defensive end, we only have 1. We easily need 2. Because of that, I'm giving it a 6 or a 7. But Corey Wilder by himself is a 10. But, I mean, we just need another body, right? So, linebacker, it's a 10.
Yeah, that's not even a discussion.
CJ Sauna combined with what we got last year. Okay, let's go.
Johnson.
Yeah.
And listen, Riley Pellejon is about to be an All-American. I'm telling you right now, all the Texas podcasts I watch, they're kicking themselves that they let that one get away.
Yeah. Let's go back to the
we didn't do DB. We didn't do DB.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's go to the DB, the corner position. Last year we got Devin Sanchez and Jordan Woods. This year when they have Jordan Thomas, it gets a 5 for me.
Yeah.
I am. We need bodies. We need a nickel. It straight up gets a 5. Sorry, I know we got Aaron Scott and Bryce West, but that the corner position is like, hey man,
we're just doing the last 2 classes, right? Not the whole room.
Correct. Yeah. The last 2 classes.
Then it's easily a 5.
And listen, that has nothing to do with the players. Jordan Thomas he's a 10 out of 10. Devin Sanchez, 10 out of 10. I just think we need some bodies. And we're talking about this class. I think that the Buckeyes can easily fill that void at corner that they have in either next year's class, the transfer portal or whatever, or they're going to, reevaluate. And we got to remember this class isn't done yet either. You know what I'm saying? But I do think we definitely need some bodies in the corner position. Safety. Last year we got Fahim Delane, and this year we got Blaine Bradford. Those are 2 5-star safeties. We play 2 or 3. It can't get a 10 for me because of the body situation again. Yep. And by the way, I way underrated the corner. The corners, it's a 6 or 7, and same with the safety, strictly because of count. So we got.
I give them both 6s.
Yeah, we got safety, corner. We just need bodies there. We need some more people safeties, in there.
We need corners, and we need more defensive ends in this class.
Yep. Okay. So, overall, I think that this class we have quality. We have the quality recruits that the Buckeyes always recruit. The quality has not went down when I'm looking at this. It just hasn't, man. We got 2 5-stars. How many 5-stars did we sign last year? Let me look at that.
Devin Sanchez, Quincy Porter ended up at 5-star. Tavian St. Clair, that's 3. I'm not sure if Carter Lowe made it. He was right on the cusp, but I don't think he made it. I think he was a high 4-star.
Yeah, we got 3: Tavian St. Clair, Devin Sanchez, and Quincy Porter. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 100 players in last year's class, according to the composite. And this year, according to the composite, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I reading this right, Mello? Do we have more top 100 kids committed this year than we did last year? Did I just read that right?
Yeah, probably.
1, 2,
Caden Dixon
3,
Wyatt,
4,
Chris
5,
Henry
6.
Jr.
Well, I'm sitting here looking
Jordan
at this
Thomas.
and it's not pulled up. Yeah, right here.
Sam Greer, Maxwell Riley.
Yeah, that's 6 with Simeon Caldwell, 118. Did it switch back to? It did. Stupid thing. It wasn't on composite. That's so annoying. That's the second time in this show. Here, this might change it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Simeon Caldwell's at 101. We're going to count that 5. So we have the same number of top 100 kids committed this year as we did last year.
And Caden Dixon Wyatt is underrated. His ranking dropped as soon as he committed. Maxwell Riley is underrated. But yeah, Caden Dixon Wyatt, that's a tragedy that they just dropped him because he committed to Ohio State and they didn't have any fodder to talk about him flipping to Oregon or going to Oregon.
Yeah.
Kyrie Wilder is going to jump. Jordan Thomas is going to jump.
Damari Simeon is definitely jumping, and Jaquaden Guilford is going to jump as well.
Aaron Thomas is going to jump.
Yeah, so let's wait and see where this ends. I'm not tripping. We got 21 recruits. The class isn't over. You know, based off of last year, I was trying to see like what our average ranking was last year.
Hold on. I got to address this, bro. So, Kobe, let me tell you how this recruiting stuff works. When you commit too early and they have nothing to play with, they drop your rankings. Just like the guy that went to Miami, the offensive tackle, who's the #1 offensive tackle. He committed. Then guess what? They dropped his rankings and they said the guy that committed to Texas Tech is the #1 offensive tackle. We all know that's not true. So, yes, the rankings only matter so much. Chris Henry Jr. was the #1 player in the 26th class overall and the #1 wide receiver until he got hurt. They dropped him all the way down to like the number 8 or 9 wide receiver. Bullshit. He's not the number 8 or 9 wide receiver. He's the #1 wide receiver. Is going to prove it on the field this year when he's healthy. So, yes, the rankings are a bunch of fraud. It's fraudulent. And if you don't pay attention to the rankings all the time, you won't see them playing with the rankings like they do. They do that all the time.
You know, I say recruiting rankings don't matter near as much as the weight people put behind it. And I get a lot of pushback on that all the time. People saying, yeah, they do. What I mean by that is I could care less if he's the number 50 kid in the nation or the number 200 kid in the nation. I really could care less.
Oh, we got a super chat. My bad, bro.
There is not a big difference. It's all good. Quentin with the $9.99. Thanks, brother. 24-17. He's got Texas winning 24-17. Appreciate the super chat,
you woke up from your dream, Quentin. Everybody has a dream. I mean, we all go through REM sleep cycle. I mean, you need to check in, set your alarm so you can wake up next time you come here and not sleepwalk and type at the same time. It's dangerous, kid.
Yeah. So, I mean, I forget what I was saying now that you went on that little rant.
My bad.
But no, dude, you're good, man. Listen, the point is that, yeah, it matters if we're getting if we're not getting a bunch of top 300 kids, then yeah, I'm going to in that realm, recruiting matters. But if you're a top 300 kid and you're going to a school like Ohio State, I mean, look at all the examples. Austin Sareveld wasn't even rated in the composite. Okay. Arvell Reese was 200. Like, I think there's more examples of people normally think 3 stars are not going to contribute to a team. They're not going to go to the NFL. They're not going to do this. When people think 4-star, they're like, well, some will make it, some won't. When people think 5-star, they think, oh man, they're going to make an impact as a freshman. And they're 100% going, no, none of that is true. I think.
Wasn't Justin Scott a 5-star and he went to crappy Miami? That defense is non-existent and he didn't do anything there.
Yeah. So man, if I had more time, I would go through and really dive in and see, like, do the 5 stars hit more or miss more, and same on 4 stars, and same on 3 stars. Like, I want to figure
We have
that
to
out.
do
But
that. We might have to do that.
I know, but you know how long that would take, because you would have to go with the 247 composite, the on
Yeah.
3/rivals composite. Like,
We
you
got
would just
Chat
have to.
GPT. Let them do the work.
Oh, hey, dude.
Let them do the
Yeah,
work.
man. They do. Chat GPT does a lot for the Buckeye Boys channel already. So, yeah, we might do that. Either way, Buckeye Nation, the class isn't over yet. Okay. Take a step back, look at the bigger picture. The team that's going to be on the field in 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, we got 2 more classes to go through, 2 more transfer portal things to go through. Rosters are going to change. The landscape of college football and the way these pairs are played is going to change within the next 3 years. So we just have to sit back. If you think we're going through a storm now as Buckeye Nation after winning a national title and having a top 5 average recruiting class, I don't know that I can help you, to be honest, man. I don't, because I don't think the Buckeyes are in any way, shape, or form or in any type of trouble, and I'm not worried about them falling off the map. I'm just not. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, Taco, he committed to Auburn. I found that out
Quentin,
about 9.
man, you're smoking drugs, bro. Your secondary is going to get torched. Especially you want to come out with that same game plan. You're going to get torched. You're not covering the wide receivers and the tight ends or the running backs out the backfield.
No, Texas is not even going to try to attempt one-on-one coverage. So that should tell you that your own defensive coordinator is not as confident as you are. Watch. They're not going to come out and throw
I know
your
Texas whole
corners.
roster. I've been watching since before the Cotton Bowl, all your podcasts,
Yeah.
Inside Texas, on what is it, OTF? I've been watching that. Every Texas podcast. I know your whole roster. Your O-line is decimated right now. You're going to get 8 alive by our D-line. Our offensive line is the best in the country. You'll find out August 30th. They're going to win the Joe Moore. That's just what it is. So, like, I'm not overly concerned with Colin Simmons and his little jump cut speed rush. You just beat him to the spot. Once you lock up on him, you lock up on him. He's not the biggest, strongest dude in the world. Anthony Hill is not the biggest, strongest kid in the world. He's fast. He's elite. Both of them are elite. I'm not going to sit here and say they're not, but they can be neutralized. And, I mean, Julian's saying you're about to find out what the real deal is. If Will Howard did that to you guys last year, and the only reason that game was even close is because of self-inflicted, uncharacteristic wounds that we did on ourselves, you have no idea what Julian's saying about to do to your secondary. And I just watched the Cotton Bowl again today just to check. I was paying attention to O-line and D-line. Dude, your boy that you're bragging about from Syracuse wouldn't even make our 2 deep, and he's about to start for you guys. Good luck.
Colby wants to know if we know who the boundary corner is.
We take that, Quentin. We take that. Colby wants to know what?
If we know who the boundary corner is on for Texas.
It doesn't even matter. They're going to run zone.
Colby, who's the boundary corner for Ohio State?
They're going to run zone. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Colby.
Taff is playing your
Texas is a good football team. You guys have certain parts of your team that are going to be able to stand up, but there's not an argument that our receivers will dominate your secondary. What are we talking about, man? Like, I'm not sitting here saying the Buckeyes are going to dominate at every single position group, but if there's one position group that I think the whole nation would vote Ohio State on, it's that our wide receivers versus your secondary. So
Jade gone. He's in the league.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, what's this, Quentin? What kind of bets you want to make, Quentin? Do we want to take that 150 yards?
He's not making a bet. He's just saying if Sand goes for 150 yards, he'll super chat $100. Yeah, we'll take you up on that.
Yo, Wrenches. Somebody in the chat, can we can you snap this or make sure we see this? Because he put that out there. We take that. Thanks for the $4.99, Quentin. I don't mind people in the chat that want to argue back and forth about this stuff because I don't.
It's
He's
fun.
not getting what do we call it?
And
Personal
here's the
or
thing:
anything.
if you go watch the Cotton Bowl, JJ was open a lot. Will Howard just missed him. Julian Sayin has way significantly better arm talent than Will Howard.
Yeah.
And higher IQ.
Colby, you're totally right. If the QB can't get the ball to him, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's something I'm going to be watching. Is the Ohio State offensive line going to be able to protect Julian Sayin long enough? I think that's not going to be a problem. I think that, yeah, dude, you have an elite defensive end. Colin Simmons, he's going to create some pressure on Julian Sayin. Is Julian Sayin going to make a smart decision in that moment? Yes, everything points to yes. That's specifically what Ryan Day brought up when he said, why did you pick Julian Sayin? Because he's making smarter decisions under pressure. But yeah, that's an area of this game that I'm going to be watching. Can the offensive line for Ohio State give Julian Sayin enough time? If so, I don't know how we get stopped on offense unless dumb mistakes are made. And then on defense, can we stop your run?
Yep.
Are we going to be able to stop the run? If we
you
can't
know why I'm
stop your
confident
run,
that we can stop their run? Because their O-line is so banged up. But it still has to be seen. That's the only really question I have on defense. Can we stop the run game? If we do, your RPO isn't going to work at all. Your whole offensive scheme is going to be destroyed.
There we go. Jelani McDonald and Malik Muhammad. Here we answer.
You know what I hear? Barbecue chicken. Burnt toast.
Barbecue chicken, man. Garbage.
They're going to get cooked.
Yo, Colby, Quentin, you guys want to put like $50 up on it, man? I got $50 on the Buckeyes winning the game. Hey, listen, while we're at it, you guys do us a favor, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well on the channel. Super chats, any super chats go towards Teen Challenge, help people that struggle with drug and alcohol problems and homeless veterans. So that's where that money goes. So, that would be great. Anything, you guys that have super chat tonight, we appreciate you guys for doing that. What up, Will Star in?
And this is the thing. If you guys run that same defense as last year, you're going to get torched again. You guys are bragging out. JJ only had 1 catch for 3 yards. Okay, and Carnell Tate 8. Emeka Ibuka 8. Our running backs 8. And you guys lost.
Yeah. Quentin, you want to lock in the $50 for I got the Bucks, you got Texas. We're not going to put a spread on it or anything like that. I don't bet, so I don't know the slang for whatever a spread or I don't do it that much.
He just wants it straight up, Quentin. If Texas win, you get 50. If we win, he gets 50. That's it, straight up.
Is that what you mean by lock it in? You're locking in that bet, Quentin? I'll do that with you, man. Even though I've never seen you in here, we appreciate you watching. He keeps giving us $5. Quentin, you're going to give us $50 before. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. But yeah, man, that'd be cool. I like it. That's the first bet I got on the game. I like it, man. That'll be good, man. So you don't need to super chat no $100 if Julian Sayin throws over 150, but it depends on if you want to.
Yes, Colby, I'm saying that. You want to lock in a bet too? I'm absolutely 100% standing on that.
Oh, nope. I'm not going to bet anything, man. We're not going to bet. We can't bet on YouTube. We're going to get the channel banned. I know.
All right, no bets.
Will Star, I know we were totally joking, man.
Right. It was a joke. There's no bets here.
Gotcha. They thought we were betting, stupids.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Can you really get
I don't know. Okay. But it sounds like something YouTube would do.
Or Mello, did you just lock that too?
Hey, don't pull it up.
Damn, dude.
I may have or I may not have.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. We got it. Hey, it's going to be a good game, man. I'm excited. I'm locked in for the Washington game, dude. Going to see my boy Dennis there, bringing my dad, my aunt, my brother, and a winner of the trivia. Speaking of trivia, here we go.
Oh, yeah,
Melly,
trivia.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
I'm not going to be able to play Jeopardy. My phone is too low. It'll die in the middle of the song. Man, we're about to help out a whole bunch of vets.
Will Star said we're going to be starting a new channel. Oh boy, that's not good. Are they that serious about it? Now you got me tripping, Will Star. Come on, dog. Well,
We
whatever,
ain't
man.
betting. There's no bet.
Yeah, no, wait, we can't do that. Anyway, here we go with the trivia. The Cooper years, am I right,
Nah,
John?
I became a
I
fan
am
in
anyway.
'95. I was in 5th grade. Orlando Pace was there. I went to my aunt's graduation in the shoe, and I fell in love with Buckeyes ever since.
Yeah. I am 23 years old, so I do not remember the Cooper years. So I'm 23. But anyway. We ready, Mello? You got the song pulled up?
No, I can't do the song. My phone's on like 2%.
Dang, man. All right, anyway, here we go. If somebody gets this one, this is a 5-pointer, right? Somebody gets this one or the next one I have. I don't think anybody's getting any of them, but here we go. Worth 5 points for a free ticket to the Washington game. If you cannot go, I will reimburse you the $250 that I paid for the ticket. But you gotta, yeah, dog. Yeah, Quentin, you might be right, bro. You might be right. I might have lied. I might have lied a little bit about the age. At least I do look my age. I'm in my mid-30s, dog. Yeah, you're right.
I'm 40.
I think I'm 34.
You're 34.
Yeah.
How do I know your age better than you know your own age?
I don't know, but I don't even, like, I'm not joking either. There are times when literally, I know when I was born, 1991, there will be.
You hit mute.
No, I didn't.
Now
Jack, can you still hear me?
Now we can hear you now.
Okay. But there will be times when I got to think, like, am I 33? Am I 35? But yeah, I'm 34. Here we go.
Mika called you Benjamin Button.
I know. She said BS Dev. I saw her put it in the chat, man. Mika, you calling me out, man. Mika, how old are you? Mika's like 19, I think, right? 19, 20. Isn't that right, Mika?
He's young.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. How many times did Archie Griffin not rush for 100 yards in a game during his Ohio State career?
Yo, that's so random.
Yeah, but listen, like, when you can actually ask that question in a trivia book, you were a damn good running back, because the number's way lower than the opposite. I'll tell you that. How many times did Archie Griffin not rush for 100 yards in his Ohio State career? Nah, it's over. It's over 10, man. It's over 10. How many games? Russ. That was close, man. Russ got her close. No. People they're going 3, 4, 15 close. 12 is correct. C-Dub. Is that C-Dub's first guess? No, it's not his first guess, man. C-Dub guessed already. Plus,
no.
We don't. Was that Mika's first guess?
Nope.
No, it wasn't either. Yeah. Hey, you guys, you only get one guess. Now I don't know what to do, Mello. Do we just scratch it?
Yeah, go to the next question.
Look, Quentin put 12 probably after I said they got it right, man.
Quentin, you trying to go to Washington? You trying to go see the Bucks play Washington?
Yeah, the answer was 12, and you get one guess, guys. So do me a favor, if you can help it, please only put one guess in the chat so I don't say, "Oh, you got it," and then somebody that hasn't guessed sees the answer and then guesses. This one's even harder. I guess I'm going to give you guys pretty good hints so we can get at least close to guessing. What was Les Harvath's? That's bad. I don't know how to say his name. Career. That's because he played in 1944. Les Harvath's career high for rushing yards in a game set during his Heisman-winning 1944 season. How many yards per game did Les Harvath's average during his Heisman-winning season in 1944? It is between 100 and 150. It is between 100 and 150 yards, guys. Golly, man.
He just gave you a super hint, and everybody still. It's between the number 100
Nobody has.
and 150. It's in
We're
between,
super.
so
we're
not
super.
higher, not lower.
Okay. Oh, dang. The natural was there. Dang, he was there, man. But that's not it, though.
Quentin put 100.56.
Those are too hard of questions. That's stupid. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't even ask those.
All right, let's ask a medium question.
Okay. This one isn't medium either, but we're going to ask it. It's just the first one that popped up. The answer was 141 yards, guys. We just moved on. Nobody was getting that right. Nobody did. So we'll go to this one. Somebody can probably get this one right. Chat, are we ready to reset? Everybody's in agreement. Nobody's going to be mad. We're resetting. Yeah, Natural, you are one off, man. One off. Taco says trash. Taco's pissed. He's pissed about something. Sorry, man. I know.
You're going to be
trash,
all smiles August 30th around 3 p.m. because the
yeah.
Buckeyes about to stomp a hole on those Texas Shorthorns.
No doubt. Mika, I do need to get a new book for sure. Here we go. How many receptions did David Boston have in 1997 against Penn State to set the Buckeyes record for the most catches in a game? David Boston, 1997, record for most catches in the game. It is above 10. It is above 10. 5-point question. Very.
They still ask Chat GPT all the questions you put out.
M. Smith got it correct. The answer is 14. M. Smith got it. M. Smith, I think that's your first question you've got right, correct? I don't see on the list. I do not. Adding a new one to the list. M. Smith. Right. Now has 5. Okay. All right. M. Smith, there you go. The Natural is still in the lead with 20. Steely has 13. Taco, you got 7. You're right in it. Craig, you got 5. Coconut's got 5. A. Meadows has 7. Will Star, you have 8. M. Smith's got 5 now. John, you got 4. Sue, you have 5. So, yeah, there we go. Rush, you got 6. I've seen you in there too. Yeah, that's about all the people that are in there. When Stars Aligned, you got 2. So, we're doing a lot of 5-point questions. So all these, the leaderboard will be changing a lot. So we'll see. Hey, reminder, guys, I'm leaving Saturday morning to head towards St. Thomas Aquinas. Is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. In Miami or Fort Lauderdale area to watch Caden Dixon Wyatt and Chris Henry Jr. play their game. Now, I texted both of them today, and they told me that, yes, I could interview them after the game. So I'm stoked, pumped about it.
That's going to be fire.
They got back to me pretty quick, so that's good stuff, man. Caden's a cool dude, man. He's man, the type of men and people and families that the Buckeyes, gravitate towards and that sign in this class, they're just, man, they're elite families, Mello, in every way, and it's absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't trade that for any amount of money, or I just wouldn't do it, man. I just wouldn't do it. When trust me, guys, we try to give you that feeling. We try to bring these guys on and interview them so you can see what we mean by that. But yeah, Mello, any final thoughts, dude? This is a long show.
Thanks for joining. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. See you guys next week.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. No show tomorrow. You'll see us Saturday. You'll see me Saturday for sure. I'm going to try to get Mello on too, but he's going to be somewhere with somebody doing something for sure. But We appreciate you guys for watching, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. God bless y'all. We love you guys. Appreciate you, Texas fans, for joining the chat and keeping it clean and respectful. We did not make any bets today because we can't. Appreciate you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH.
IO.